Okay, I'm Milana. Here I will explain the gameplay in single player. In single player, there are three stages. The first stage as a tutorial such as how to move the tank to the left using a K and to the right using the DK. On the keyboard and to shoot enemies can use the spacebar. Okay, in stage 2, enemy tanks will fight back. We get a score of 40 and we win and continue in stage 3. In stage 3, the enemy gets help from the helicopter that appears at the beginning and the enemy in stage 3 will come from two directions. In stage 3, you will win if you have reached a score of 18. For the part. You do not shoot the enemy shot up. The puppet will decrease and if the puppet is asleep, it will automatically be give off. Okay, now I will explain about Hero 3. In the arc method, the location of the object is set to current location using the set location method. Then there are three conditional statements that check if the left arrow key, right arrow key, and enter key is pressed. If the left arrow key is pressed, a new object of the Hero 4 class is created and added to the world at a position 2 pixel to the left of the current position of the Hero 3 object. Then the Hero 3 object is removed from the world. If the right arrow key is pressed, a new object of the Hero 3 class is created and added the world at a position 2 pixel to the right of the current position of the Hero 3 object. Then the Hero 3 object is removed from the world. If the enter key is pressed to shooting method is called. In the shooting method, there is a delay counter that increments every time the method is called. If the delay counter reaches 30, a new object of the Rocket 1 class is created and added to the world at a position 60 pixels to the right and 20 pixels above the current position of the Hero 3 object. Then, the delay counter is reset to 0 and a sound effect is played using the Greenfoot play sound method. The next is hero 4. In the egg method, the location of the object is set to its current location using the setLocation method. Then there are three conditional statements that check if the left arrow key, right arrow key, or enter key is pressed. If the left arrow key is pressed, a new object of the hero 4 class is created and added to the world at a position 2 pixel to the left of the current position of the hero 4 object. Then the hero 4 object is removed from the world. If the right arrow key is pressed, a new object of the hero 3 class is created and added to the world at a position 2 pixel to the right of the current position of the hero 4 object. Then the hero 4 object is removed from the world. If the enter key is pressed, the shooting method is called. In the shooting method, there is a delay counter that increments every time the method is called. If the delay counter is 30, a new object of rocket 1 kiri class is created and added to the world at a position 60 pixel to the left and 20 pixel above the current position of the hero 4 object. Then the delay counter is reset to 0 and a sound effect is played using the green put play sound method. Next is the main menu. In the egg method, there are two conditional statements that check if the mouse press or click on the main menu object. If the mouse is pressed, the size of the image is scaled down by 10%. If the mouse is clicked, the word is set to a new instance of the menu class using the green put set word method. Okay. The next is multi. In the egg method, there are two conditional statements that check if the mouse is pressed or clicked on the multi-object. If the mouse is pressed, the size of the image is scaled down by 20%. If the mouse is clicked, the word is set to a new instance of the MyWord1 class using the green put set word method. The background music of the previous word is stopped and a new instance of the green put sound class is created to play the background music of the new word. Okay, the next is quit. In the egg method, there are two conditional statements that check if the mouse is pressed or click on the quit object. If the mouse is pressed, the size of image is scaled down by 10%. If the mouse is clicked, the word is set to a new instance of the menu class using the green put set word method. The background using music of the previous word is stopped. The background music of the start class is stopped and the program is stopped using the green put stop method. Next is rocket 1. In the egg method, the location of the object is set to its current location plus 5 pixels to the right using the setLocation method. Then there are two conditional statements. If the object is at the edge of the word, it is removed from the word using the getWordRemoveObject method. If the object is touching an object of the rocket1 kiri class, the object of the rocket1 kiri class is removed from the word using the remove touching method. Then a new object of the blast2 Class is created and added to the world at the current position of the rocket 1. Object using getWord at object method. Finally, the rocket 1 object is removed from the world and a sound effect is created using the green put play sound method. Okay, and last rocket 1 carry. In the egg method, the location of the object is set to its current location minus 5 pixels to the left using the set location method. Then there is a conditional statement that checks if the object is at the edge of the word. If the object is at the edge of the word, it is removed from the word using the getWord remove object method. Okay, that's all from me.
My name is Alvira. Now I will explain about the multiplayer. For multiplayer part, there are two players. Players will play against enemy teams in this multiplayer. Each player has HP but only use one score. The first player uses the same keyboard in single player, such as A, B, and space to shoot, while the second player moves using the keyboard arrows left and right to enter to shoot. Like in single player, if the player is hit by enemy fire, the HP will decrease, and the HP decreases to empty, then the player will lose. But if the score reaches 50, then the player will be declared a winner. Next, I will explain about the rocket to left. The rocket in this class belongs to the enemy tank in the rocket to left. As there is a code, this code is up to control the movement of the rocket. First, the rocket will move to the left by 5 pixel units from its position. If the rocket comes into contact with another rocket, it will be deleted and replaced with an explosion object. Then, if it comes into contact with the hero object, it will reduce the HP in the hero, and if it continues to happen, the hero will be deleted from my world. Now, I will explain the rocket tree. This rocket is owned by the bomber. In his code, the object will move down. Then if the object touches the hero, it will reduce the HP on the hero. And if it continues, the hero will be erased and replaced with an explosion object. And if it comes into contact with other rockets, both rockets will be removed and also replaced with an explosion object. Next, I will explain about the tank 1. In the code in tank 1 will control the tank to move towards the left, and if this tank comes into contact with the hero's rocket, it will be removed and replaced with an explosion object, and also the hero will get 10 score. Now I will explain about tank 2, tank 3, and tank 4. Tank 2, tank 3, same as tank 1, but the difference is that tank 2 and tank 3 and then tank 5 can shoot heroes, but tank 5 is used for multiplayer, and the tank 2 and tank 3 for single player. Okay. Okay, now I will explain about the tank 2, tank 3, and tank 4. In Tank 2, Tank 3, and now, now I will explain about the Tank 2, Tank 3, and Tank 5. In Tank 2, Tank 3, and Tank 5, same as Tank 1, but the difference is that Tank 2, and Tank 5 consider, but Tank 5 is used for multiplayer. Next, I will explain about the tutorial. This code isn't single player text one to explain how to play using the button to move left and D to move right and space to shoot. That's all from my presentation. Now will be continue by my thank you.
Okay, I'm Putu Andriana and I will explain about the classwork. In the classwork, we have a endgame menu, my world, one, satu, of page, take two, stick three, and the last system. For the endgame, we only have a code to set a photo size. And for the menu, for the menu class, in a game developed using the Greenhood platform, which is based on Java programming. Its function is to initialize and build an initial game word of a certain size, prepare initial objects such as start, credit, with, and multi buttons in the word, and play background music that repeat during the game. This creates the initial environment and game atmosphere that the player will see interact with when the game starts. Thus, the menu class has an important role in setting the start of the game and providing a suitable interactive experience for the player. For the mainboard class, the main function of this class is to initialize the game word, set the initial condition, and control the game flow. In the my word constructor, use a create word a size of 1800 times 465 cell and a cell size of 1 times 1 pixel. In addition, the action method manages several aspects of the game, including displaying a stage 1 message at the start of the game, setting the switch to the next stage if the player reaches a certain score, and checking if the player loses all lives, in which case the game will end. In addition, the prepare method uses add initial object to the game world, including a player or hero, enemy, or tank one, and set the score and HP counts overall. That my world class is responsible for setting the initial condition and game flow in the game world that has been created. And the next is my word one. The provide the coder is part of the my word class in a game using Greenwood and it's play a role in setting up the game world, controlling the game flow, and adding essential elements. The my world constructor is used to create the game world with dimension of 18 800 times 465 cell and a cell size of the 1 times 1 pixel. Manuel, the prepare method is responsible for adding initial object to the game world, including player or hero, enemies, tank 5, and setting up the score under the scores, as well as two live counters, happy and happy to connected to the first and second player. An action method play a role in controlling the game flow, including displaying the multiplayer message to the beginning of the game and adding a tutorial object randomly generating enemies or tank pipe during the game, determining win condition and state transition, and checking if the first or second player lose their lives. If the first player loses all their life, the first player object or hero and the second player object or hero two are removed. And the game transition of the game over screen, over page. Similarly, in the second player transition to the game over screen. Similarly, if the second player or hero 3 and hero 4 lose all their life, the game ends with the over page screen. Additionally, it's important to note the first player is associated with the happy life counter, while the second player is associated with the happy to life counter, allowing the first and second player to have a different number of life. Furthermore, if the score reaches 100 in game, is considered you win. Actually, if the score reaches 50, the game is considered you win and the player advances to the next stage or end game. Thus, the Mirror One class control the game flow and logic, including setting up flyer, enemies, and win condition for multiplayer mode. In over page, the same in end game, and the stake 1 and stake 3, stake 2 and stake 3. For its function to display the next level with the difficulty of the previous levels. And the last is the function to display only team photo in the credit session.
Well, the next is a get value. Get value method is the method is return the current numerical value stored in the counter. And the next is uh the set value, ent new value. Well, this method, you can use this method to set the counter's value to a new one. It doesn't animate the change, but update the value instantly. And the next is set prefix, string prefix. So this method let you set a text prefix that will be displayed before the numerical value. For example, you can set it to score to display score 42. And the next is update image method. Well, this method is responsible for updating the image display on the screen to reflect the current value in the counter. It involves drawing the text value on top of the background image. So the counter class is variable in the games for displaying and updating score points or other numerical value presents to the player. Well, the next class is game over. Well, in this class is there is no code, but this for showing the text game over. And the next is start class. Well, start class. This start class is represents a button for starting a game. It is an actor class that responds to user interaction in the game world. Well, the first is a background, public static Greenfoot sound background or new food Greenfoot sound background MP3. Well, this class include background sound using the Greenfoot class. This sound is played when the game start. And the next is act method. Well, the method uh is called act or run button is pressed. It handles two main functionalities. The first is button click effect. When the mouse is pressed over the start button, the button image is slightly scaled down to create a visual clicking effect. And the second is starting the game. If the button click released after pressing, it triggers the game to start by setting the game world to a new instance of the my world class. It also stops the background music on the game menu and start playing the background sound of the game. Well, the start class is an essential part of your game's use interface, allowing players to initiate the game and providing a in-game's user experience. Well, the next is blast class. Well, the blast class represents an actor in the game which likes represents an explosion or blast effect. Well, the first is uh, act method. Act method is present in the game environment. If this defines the behavior of the blast effect. The first is delay. Well, the variables delay uh is used to control the lifespan of the blast effect. It's increments with each act style. The and the second is removal. When the delay reaches a value of 50, well, the blast effect is removed from the game use world using get world remove object. This is common approach to create temporary visual effect like an explosion and then remove them after a certain duration. In summary, the blast class is responsible for creating a short-lived visual blast effect in the game world and itself remove after a specific delay, contributing to the game's visual and interactive elements. Well, the next class is a blast 2. It's same uh like a blast before the last before. And next is a bomber, the bomber class. Well, the bomber class represents an actor in the game which is appears to be a bomber that's moved across the game world. Well, the first is the egg method. Egg method is called when the egg is represented in the game environment. It's define the behavior of the bomber. The first is a movement. The bomber is a movement uh, horizontally to the right by increasing its x coordinate by a 2 units in each x style. If it reaches the left its x coordinate of 0, it moves slightly to the left. X coordinate means to prevent it from going off screen. And next is edge detection. The is at edge. Well, next is is at each method is used to check if the bomber has reached the edge of the game world. If it does, the bomber is removed from the game world using get world remove object. This and next is a bombing. The bombing method is called to create a rocketry object in the game world, typically representing a missile or bomb, and position is slightly below the bomber. The method is called uh, every 100x tile controlled by the delay variable. And the next is sound. Well, it plays sound effect missile M MP3 when dropping a bomb and change the game's audience experience. Well, in the summary, the bomber class represents a bomber that's move across the screen, uh, periodically drops bombs and create a missile visual effect in the game world, adding interactive and audio elements to the gameplay. Well, the next is a credit class. Well, for the credit class represents an actor in the game, presumably a button for viewing game's credit or information about the game developers. The first is act. X method. Well, it's uh if it's pressed in the game environment, it defines the behavior of the credit button. The first is click interaction. If the mouse is pressed over the credit actor, its image is slightly scaled down by about 10% of to provide a visual feedback effect. Then the next is mouse click handling. When the mouse is clicked over the credit actor, it's trigger an actor in this case. It sets the game world, a new world called theme, presumably displaying information about the game developer or the development team behind the game. In summary, the credit cost is responsible for creating a button that when click, provide access to the game credit or information about the development team and changing the user experience and providing insight to the game's creator. Well, the next class is hero. Hero Hero 1 and Hero 2. Well, Hero 1 and Hero 2 is class represents an actor in the game, presumably a different type player character or spaceship, allowing the player to control or perform various. The first is an AIC method. An AIC method um, uh, method is called when the act or run button is pressed in the game experiment, defining behavior that Hero 1 or Hero 2 character. The first is player movement. Well, the player movement, if the A key in is pressed, it creates a new Hero 2 intense slightly adjust position in the left, effectively moving to the character to the left. And if the D key is pressed, it is creates a new hero instance, a slightly adjust position to the right, effectively moving the character to the right. And the next is shooting. Shooting is method is responsible for managing a shooting action of this hero 2 character, hero 2 and hero 1 character. Well, the next is a delay, shooting delay. It's introduce a delay mechanism by incrementing the delay counter when the delay reaches a certainly threshold 30 in the case. It's allow the character shoot Well, next is shooting action. When the delay is met, it adds a rocket one carry object to the game world as position to the left of the character, left or right the character, simulating leftward shot. Well, the next is sound effect. It's play a sound effect, tank ammunition, MP3 to provide audio feedback for the shooting. Well, in summary, the Hero 1 and Hero 2 class plays control character with a left and right movement capability and the ability to shoot rocket to the left. It enhances the gameplay by providing additional character choose the and action. Well,
Okay, that's all of my team presentation. Thank you so much.